Moi Avenue, this Arabi, this is Arabi house, that is Africa. You know, you're okay. But when you are not, when you are moving like somebody says, it's called anxiety. It's called what? And that's what I want to address today. And I want to address that from a very practical scenario. If there's something I love, is that God has blessed me with only one thing, called a winning spirit. Amen? Amen. Excuse me, a winning spirit. Say amen? Amen. My mom told me that I'm so blessed that anybody who associates with me, they succeed. Hello? Hello. That's now a very unique aspect. If there's something that you can never separate from me, it is success. Me and success, we are one. Hey, are we there? Yes. And whatever I'm doing now these days, I've made it like a ministry. That girl who was given up, you know when you go to revision, there's a student who reads, she's not even sure whether she's reading, but at least she has a book. She reads, she gets somewhere, she's not even sure whether she's reading. She looks around the room. But when you are leaving that room, you are worse than when you started reading. That's the aspect of not being organized in an exam. Because you know me, I just want to tell you, I'm still Dr. Michael Wamae. I won't change the name. Just pick your book up like this. Pick your writing material. Pass your pen. Like this. These are the weapons of success. Weapons of what? Success. Excuse me, weapons of? Success. Good. Now use your book like this. I welcome you to my session. Use your book like this. Put your book here at this level of your eyes. Not like this. Here. Although the instructions, success starts by understanding instructions and executing them to the rest. So now, that book I want you to use it as a mirror. As a what? Hey, talk to me. As a what? Mirror. I love students who respond. As a mirror. There are people who never use mirrors. You know, I think I'm talking the truth. You know, there are some guys who are very original. Is it true? There are people who never use mirrors. Never used it. When you come to school, you use the window pane to dress. A mirror is very important in your life to promote what you call self-esteem. Self what? Esteem. They talk to me, self-esteem. When you go to a mirror, there is a person in the mirror. Who is the person in the mirror? You. Who is the person in the mirror? You. I want to hear from your perspective, not from my perspective. From yours. Who is the person in the mirror? Me. Who is the person in the mirror? Me. Who is the person in the mirror? Me. I'm looking for one. I. Who is the person in the mirror? I. When you look at your mirror, that person in the mirror is I, not me. Excuse me. Me is the object and I is the subject. Excuse me. In what you call reported and direct speech, you don't use me in direct speech. You use I listen. So when you look at the person here, who is it? I. Let me tell you one thing, students, about life. When you succeed as I. When you regret in life, you say, I wish I knew. Because when you are an I, you take the center stage of your academic life in school. Hello? Hello. I. Look at this guy. I. Look at him, look at the way he's walking to school. I. Look at the other one, me. This one has nothing to do when he's in school. Hey guys, are we together? Yes. So tell your neighbor, I. There are those guys when they use mirrors, they use mirrors for the wrong reasons. Some of them use mirrors to complain to God about the way they look. When the boy or a girl behind the mirror staying there for 1 hour. Mungu kusema ukweli. Hii ni mabua ya mtu mmoja. The things you complain about in the mirror. Another boy is saying, macho yangu iko katikati sana. One boy haikae wapi. Those are the students who have their friends. Have you had a student telling the friend, kama mimi mweusi sana? Have you heard of somebody asking the friend question? Hey guys, are we together? Yes. Kama mimi mweusi sana. And the person you're asking is a cartoon. Anakuambia kati ya watu weusi ni mwaiona wewe umejaribu. So now it brings your self-esteem. Excuse me. Tell your neighbor, appreciate yourself the way your performance to the person in the mirror. Tell the person last week you had an exam and you never achieved the target we had set. We have to be serious. Unasikia wewe? Yani you want this fellow. Hey guys, are we together? Yes. That's the other person in you. This is not psychology. You are not alone. There's another person in you called the subconscious mind. Subconscious what? When you're walking at night, for those who are very fearful, during the day you pass somewhere, but at night that person is very active. At night, the other person becomes active to protect you from danger. Hey, are we together? Yes. So tell the person in the mirror, welcome to the session. Make sure you learn. Make sure we benefit. Fanyie hivi sasa, mwambie we are succeeding. One clap for yourself. Now take your pen, and you start your session. I want to give you a theme, and our theme will be finishing strong. Finishing strong. Our theme is finishing strong. We want to finish strong. That's our theme. Our theme is finishing strong. Finishing strong. Of purpose. Write it as it is. Statement of purpose. In every session, I give students what you call a statement of purpose. SOP. Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose. Education is what remains after what has been learned is forgotten. Education is what remains after what has been learned is forgotten. Education is what remains. In brackets, a psychologist. Believe, begin, become. Believe, begin, become. Believe, begin, become. Write that philosophy again as a statement, and then you skip one line. Then you write the philosophy in independent lines. Begin, line 1. Believe, begin, become. Each line 1. Are you getting me? Write the philosophy as a statement first, then transfer it into the lines where you write one word in each line. I want a better voice and we say it faster. Let's go. Believe, begin, become. Again. Believe, begin, become. So put a trust in your ability. Start now. Start now. Then the last one is become. Put a rest and say achieve what you intend to achieve. In other words, achieve your target. Just write achieve. Finishing in the statement itself, you feel the strength in statement. But when you say, what's our theme? Finishing strong. Unajua there is something wrong. And I'm giving you a statement of purpose that is what? Some of us are very good at reading, but we're also experts at forgetting. Some of us are good at reading, but we also have forgetting as part of our hobbies. You know, there are people who there are some students who say forgetting is like a hobby. A teacher teaches, when the student leaves the room, everything has disappeared. And those are the same students. Some of them forget things to a point where they are holding the pen and they are looking for it. Hey guys, have you ever seen this kind of characters? Yes. Students, I told you, nobody should come near my locker. Now my pen has disappeared. And where is the pen? It is here. Now here you have it. Oh, this person needs prayers. So meaning education is what remains after what has been learned is forgotten. The difference between 440 marks, what brings the difference between 440 marks and 320? It is the ability to remember information. Nothing else. Why? All of us were taught in the same school, same teachers, same means, same environment, same climate. Am I talking the truth? Yes. Why is it that this one is getting 440 marks? I'm getting 320. The difference is in the aspect of remembering information. Hey, am I saying something? Yes. A student gets 100% in maths. Another boy says, this is a mathematician by birth. You know, there are students who are very friendly. He says this one is a mathematician by? There are no students who are born in a hospital where they are making announcements. That's those mothers who want to have mathematicians muingie kwa hii room. Hello? Those who will give birth to historians muingie kwa hii ingine. All of us have the ability to get 100%. Tell your neighbor, I'm equal to the task. Hey, mwambie vizuri, I'm equal to the task. So there are those students who believe they cannot make it. I'm here to let you know you can make it in several ways. Amen? 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 Believe, begin, become. Our philosophy? Believe, begin, become. I wish we can go it faster. Let's go. Believe, begin, become. Believe, begin, become. So vision. Write the word vision. Let's look at the word vision. The word vision. And I give you words that are aligned with that word. That means similar. They have similar meanings to the word revision. So put a dash and say, number one, revisit. Revisit. The word revision. Number one, what comes to the play is the word revisit. Are we together? We have number two, the word edit. Just use the word edit. Number three, the word is format. Edit, format. See again. See again. Just write see again. The next one is fill in missing information. Fill in missing information. Fill in missing information. To revise. Another statement that can be closer to the word revision is look at an issue from a different perspective. Look at something from a different perspective. Look at something from a different perspective. Revise. Let's look at what I've given you. Revisit. Look at me. Revisit. We sit an exam. When we are doing the exam, what do we do? Talk to me. What do? We revise. Is it? Yes. So in other words, what you're saying here is we are revisiting. We are revisiting what you went through in the exam. Let me tell you one thing, candidates, that you must know. Have you ever known that when you're sitting the exam, there are some questions you don't have an idea, but when you are revising, you already have an idea. Excuse me, am I talking the truth? Yes. Why does it happen? Who can tell me the reason? I know many of the reasons you have is, number one, there are those students, when they are through with the exam, they go straight to the book first. Is it true? Yes. To confirm? To confirm. You understand the language I'm using, is it? Yes. Then, now because immediately the exam was over, you revisited the exam. When you are revising, you already have idea. How I wish that class we have for revision is the class we had when we are sitting in the exam. Excuse me, I think I'm saying something, am I? Yes. Because in revision, everybody has an idea. Even the one who was wrong has an idea. I remember when I was in primary school, those days, mine was a different one. Our primary school teachers could not allow you to get an answer that you cannot account for. Excuse me. If you get an answer that you cannot account for, that's a punishment, even if you are right. Because some of us, we survived. I used to attempt all the questions I know in maths. The ones I don't know, I do masomo bonyeza. That is an A, that is a B, that is a C, that is a D. Then I fold the papers. Naambia Mungu wewe umeona nimejaribu hadi mimi naweza. Sasa ni wakati wako kuchukua nafasi. I fold them, then I close my eyes, I throw the papers down. Masomo bonye, I pick the paper. Naona ni C. I read the answer and I still get a tick. But our teachers could not believe it at the point of the tick. You have to account for it. Anasema in the paper nobody got number 17 except this boy. Come and show them. Doesn't even know how I got the C. I'm telling you the distance from my desk to the board becomes kilometers and so you don't even know where to start. And now getting a tick and you cannot account for how you got the tick was another punishment. Hey guys, are we together? Yes. So as I pray that class we have that when we are revising will be the same class we have in an exam. So the word revisit, see again. The words I've given you, number 2 is what? First time we say time. Edit. When you go to the computer studies, edit this document means go through the correct errors and omit omissions as you're typing the document, to edit a document, to format is another word that's used in computer studies, to format. In the same case now, like when you say, when you use the language, the computer studies language, format this document. That's when you look at the aspect of the fonts, the alignment of the whatevers, italicization, the topics and what have you. Formatting is almost like when you're editing a book to print. When you're editing a document to print. So the same case in revision. It's like you're formatting information in the mind to prepare for the exam. Yeah, you can say something, am I? Yes. Go to the next one, the same time. Faster. I'm doing the format. Yeah. See again? Again. Now, in other words, when you say see again, I'll give another statement that says revisit an issue from a different perspective. In the exam, but not because you are revising, I am looking at the same paper from a different perspective. Deeper, more deeper. That means I am more keen than when I was when you are sitting the exam. So the aspect of revision, the purpose of this is to take us through the in-depth of being more serious, more elaborate, because you already have the information. The information is the mind. So when you are revising, you are also doing what you call elaborative rehearsal. Elaborative what? Yes. You already know the content, but you're just elaborating. There's nothing that is sweet that when the teacher comes in and tells me, I'm in class 8, today we are going to discuss people and population. And I learned this topic yesterday night. In my class, I'll be the best. Because I already have the ideas. You celebrate. But when you don't have an idea, the teacher says, today we are going to learn people and population. You hear another student telling the friend, they have changed the syllabus. They have changed the what? What you do, because you already have the idea, the aspect of revision is to empower you more in the knowledge that you already have. It is to bolster content. To bolster means to rubber stamp you already know. Excuse me, amen? Amen. Go to the next one. You feel that aspect? Yes?
Missing information.
Yeah, missing information. There's sometimes when you can be learning, and you know there are those students, but you guys, you look okay. Clap for yourself once. There's some students you talk to, they look at you, they don't even get anything, but they are in the hall. Then at some point, they decide to disappear from the session. But they are still present. Those are the same students we talk about, those students. You know the students who doze in class? Senor? Yes. Do you have guys here who doze in class?
Yes.
Can we be honest? And you are saying a big yes like this. Do you have students here that doze in the class?
Yes.
Wow. Have your neighbor mwambie change. Say mwambie change. Imagine if you are age and you are very young, you start dozing at this age. Let me teach you psychology. How do you doze? The curtains shut in the mind. They shut because your mind is not active. When you're not active, the curtains close. So how do you do it? Because you're in class and not saying anything. When you may hear good morning students, good morning sir. And because you're not active, mnaangaliana na mwalimu, mnaangaliana, mnazoeana, mnaheshimia. Next minute you're dozing. Now the worst part of this dozing is, the moment you can take a nap, let me teach you CRE. God created day and night. Can I hear amen? Amen. So when you take a nap, when the teacher is teaching, when you open your eyes, you are supposed to be in the following day, because that's what the Bible teaches. So when you open your eyes, take care of this sleeping during rest. Let me again change. Unasema hata ile nguo alikuwa amevaa jana bado ndio. Wewe uko kesho, wengine wako leo. I'm saying something, can I hear aye? Yes, have it. Now, see the way it comes, it's not automated. Look here. There's what you call initializing. Stage 1 is to initialize. Why are you initializing? Because you are docile. Unakaa hivi tu. 10 minutes you're like this. 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, 50 minutes, If you got 20 minutes, you're dozing. Now, the way you doze, you don't just doze with no permission. Your conscience must give you permission. That's why you feel initializing to sleep. Concentration by force, Naangalia mwalimu hivi kidogo tena bado. Hata with that force, your eyes are still misbehaving. So stage 1 is that aspect of initializing. Then stage 2 is short intervals of interrupted sleep. This is when you take a nap and then you open your eyes and mwalimu hajaona hiyo. Look at the securities you have in the mind. Stage 2. You cannot go to stage 3 until you take data in your class to see whether there are other students who are in the same category. Unakuta class prefect alilala zamani. And this is a class prefect. Unaangalia hapo watano walilala, wawili wameanza. Unasema kwa to go ahead. Hapo unaingia stage 3. Tell your neighbor change. Be very active in the lesson. Am I saying something?
Yes.
Read the last one in your list. From a different perspective, I think I'm doing that. I think you're talking. Write this question. Why do we revise? Just write this for question. Why do we revise? Why do we revise? To fill in missing gaps in our learning. To fill in missing gaps in our learning, or what you call missing information. In the process of learning, sometimes there's some information that can skip. To, just a minute, there's a word I'm looking for. To assimilate chunks of information to one complete whole. Assimilate. To assimilate chunks of information to one complete whole. Chunks is C-H-U-N-K-S. Chunks. To assimilate chunks of information to one complete whole. I'll explain each of those statements for you to understand. To assimilate chunks of information to one complete whole. Number 3. Can we go to number 3?
Yes.
For the purpose of elaborative rehearsal in the mind. For the purpose of elaborative rehearsal in the mind. Elaborative rehearsal in the mind. For the purpose of elaborative, from the word elaborative rehearsal in the mind. Number 4, to understand exam key terms. To understand exam key terms. Because that's what gives you the instruction in every question, the exam. To understand exam keywords or key terms. To understand exam key terms. And within that aspect of the key terms, to avoid exam anxiety, to avoid or minimize exam anxiety, to avoid exam anxiety. Because if every time you use questions in your revision, then it means you are understanding the aspect of examination purpose and you don't have any anxiety. To avoid exam anxiety. I think you're together?
Yes.
Then to polish our memorization ability and speed. To polish our memorization ability and speed. Those are two aspects. To polish our memorization ability and speed. To polish our memorization ability and speed. You are good? Excuse me, are we good?
Yes.
So let's look at what you have written. Number 1 says what? First, at the same time. Number 1 says what? Now sit upright and look at me. A teacher can teach, and sometimes information does not get grasped by the mind, all of it. So that missing information that you may not have in your mind is addressed by revision. Hey, are we together?
Yes.
That's why sometimes, if you want to know what I'm talking about is true, you go to an exam, let me show you how missing information becomes practical in an exam. You find a question, it looks familiar, but you don't have the content. Hey, are we together?
Yes.
So when a student talking to the question, so you're very busy remembering now? Nothing. Why? Because there were some gaps. Excuse me. There were some
gaps.
So those gaps now, when you are revising, you are filling in those gaps. I think we are talking. Go to number 2 first, that we save time. To assimilate chunks of knowledge to one complete whole. What I mean is, let me give you a very simple explanation here. Information comes to our mind in bits. Chunks means in bits. So when it comes to our mind in bits, When you go to the exam, you don't need the bits, you need the whole. That means assimilate, means you join or integrate this information to one whole. The exam wants the whole, not the bit. The bits. Hey, excuse me, are you together?
Yes.
The exam requires a forest, not a desert. Excuse me. A forest of ideas. Ideas. We learned on Monday. It's like when you plant trees. Look here. I plant a tree on Monday. I plant a tree on Tuesday. I plant a tree on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. On Sunday, I have a forest of 7 trees. Am I right? That's how learning happens. If I plant a tree on Monday, if I don't water that tree, by Wednesday it has withered. Excuse me, are we there? So by Friday, I have only 2 trees. And the exam wants a forest of 7 trees. Excuse me, are we together?
Yes.
That means your mind will become a desert of ideas. So the more you revise, the more you water trees in your mind called information. Oh guys, am I telling you something?
Yes.
So that means the more you revise, the more you have an assurance that the information that was in chance is now integrated. So I have the whole. So whatever dimension they bring questions from, I am safe. Tell your neighbor, I'm safe.
I'm safe.
But when your mind has not consolidated the information, you only look for the areas that you are aware about in the mind. The questions I know is a dream and a dream. That's why you go to an exam room, there's a lot of entertainment. Have you seen this kind of students who complain in an exam room? Look at this boy. Question 1, every question is a complaint. Question 1, Question 2, Question 3, Question 4, hata kama ni kusema. Question 5, wacha nijaribu hapa nyuma. You can hear a girl or boy screaming in an exam room for lack of idea. That's your neighbor mwambie revise. Can you tell the neighbor revise? Teachers sometimes when you go to an exam room when guys are sitting exams, there's a lot of entertainment. And that's very true. You find a girl who does not have an idea, but she's very good at pretending to remember now. Hey guys, are we together?
Yes.
Why do we look upwards when you are trying to remember? Can you tell me the reason? Tell me. We are friends. Can you tell me? Anytime you are trying to remember, you look upwards. Why do you look upwards? Me too. I like that. Nobody is trying to remember looking downwards. I don't know what happens. What are the answers on the I think it's the aspect of the God. Someone is saying me because of the aspect of us calling God to intervene in the situation. These are the guys who read the questions, and when they are through, they start looking. Nobody remembers facing the floor. Have you ever known this? Yes. Hey guys, talk to me. Have you ever seen this?
Yes.
Actually, God doesn't remember they looking at the floor. Number 3. For the purpose of? Integrating information. What have I said? One person read food. Someone read.
For the purpose of
elaborative rehearsal, is it? Yes. It is elaborative rehearsal. Go to master school. Close your eyes. Come back. Open your eyes. Learning today is different. We have the CBC. You are not in CBC. You are in 844. Yes. When you went to nursery, people know these ones who are now going to the playgroups. Network playgroups.
Yes.
Now, when you're in nursery school, what happened? There are things you learned in nursery school you can never forget up to now. One of them is ball mass. Senor, Richard of your game bell in. Remember things you learned in nursery school like head, shoulder, knees. When you go the one, what happens? Knees and the one. After some 1 week, so the rehearsal aspect is the more you say it in the mind, the more it becomes part of you, the more you can never forget. Hey, excuse me, am I talking?
Yes.
Why do you go to your home every day? Because you have been doing it several times. Can you miss your home? There is no way you can miss your home because you have done it again and again. That is now what that statement explain answers. Questions arouse our curiosity to know the answers. Number 3, they form a destination in our revision goals. They form a destination in our revision goals. They form a destination in our revision goals. They make the revision fun and captivating. We're going to talk about group discussions. They make the revision fun and captivating. Make the revision fun and captivating. Meaning because the mind is fully engaged. They make the revision fun and captivating. They make the revision fun and captivating. Assist in minimizing distractors during our revision. We are good? Are we good?
Yes.
So let's look at the last aspect of what I gave you in the previous notes. What's the last aspect, Pastor? Polish, memorization, speed, and ability. Sit upright and look at me. All of us have the ability to remember information. Now the difference now is in the speed. Excuse me. Hey, are we together?
Yes.
There are some students, if you were given a paper for 5 hours, I am okay. But now it is how many hours? One exam is how many hours? One paper is around how many hours?
2.
1 hour and a half, others 2 hours, is it?
Yes.
So meaning, you remember within a stipulated period of time, 2 hours. Hello?
Hello.
So there are those students who remember answers what the exam is over. Excuse me, hey, am I talking?
Yes.
There's some students who are very funny. The teacher has picked the papers. Let me use very funny language. We are doing the exam, the teacher is going with the papers. As she's going out with the papers, she meets with your answers arriving. Your answers are now arriving. Hey guys, are you getting the irony? Yes. I'm using very funny language here for you to understand. Meaning, there are those students who can get very good marks, only that the exam speculated time was lesser than their remembering speed. Oh, am I saying something?
Yes.
We finished the exam at 11. We are playing football at 2 p.m. A boy stops the ball. Mabia si ucheze. Mabia imagine answer number 2 ndio inaingia sahi. Hey guys, are you together? Talk to me. Am I saying something?
Yes.
Tell your neighbor memorization speed.
Memorization speed.
So meaning revision, one of the most important aspects of revision is if you are going to remember information faster. And here you come to class and say, students, today I want to insist to improve your speed in remembering information. I'm giving you 25 questions in maths. You finish them in 3 minutes. A boy says, "Kwani dunia inaisha?" What is the hurry? The teacher is assisting you to train your mind to remember faster. One boy will say, "It is not possible." Another boy will attempt 2 questions. Am I saying something?
Yes.
Talk to me. Am I saying something?
Yes.
One boy will say, "It is not possible." Another boy will attempt the 25 questions, but at least attempt 4. Tomorrow he makes to 6. The other day 8. What is he doing? He is improving the speed. The speed. Hey, are we together?
Yes.
The difference sometimes in our performance is determined by memorization speed. Me, I can get 430 marks. If you are given the paper in the morning 7 a.m., wakuja wachukue jioni. Students oye. Students oye. So me, I stay around the school. I remember answer number 2 narudi naandika. Number 2 nilikumbuka sasa. Then I go back. I'm playing football. I'm at number 3. But now they have said 1.5 hours. Excuse me, hey, are we there?
Yes.
Tell your neighbor, sharpen your speed.
Sharpen your speed.
Very important skill, let me tell you. That's why you find students who are very organized. Look at this guy in an exam. He's very bad. Exam 2 hours, 1.5 hours is through. Are there students who are in this category? Talk to me. Are there students who are in this category?
Yes.
So the 30 minutes now remaining is for him to go through the answers. Hey, are we together?
Yes.
To see whether he had them the right way or about the Islamic expectations. But there are those students again, question 1, 10 minutes, trying to remember. 10 minutes in one question. Question 2, you start cursing the school, cursing the teachers, cursing the minister of education. Question 3, ule mwalimu nilikuwa nimependa. Kumbe in every question you're wasting your time. So revision assists you to understand how to balance your time in an exam. Oh, am I saying something?
Yes.
Then why do you use questions in an exam? Let me tell you, everybody can remember everything. The only problem is that in your mind, you have a lot of things in the mind. Other things. Excuse me, other what? You know what I'm saying? You remember that more than a school assignment. Hello? Tell your neighbor, set your priorities right. You cannot leave the TV until the game is over. So, those aspects of Egypt, Nigeria, Zora, the same head. Hey, are we there? The same mind. Harusi ya wenyewe. So you're in school here, you remember more things in the TV more than academics. In the break, when you have break time here, instead of discussing a concept you never understood in maths, you are discussing the way you'll be matching harusi ya wenyewe Saturday. Yeah, guys, I don't know. Tell your neighbor, change. Those are what we call distractors. Distractors. Mtu ameenda harusi, the way she's dancing, unaweza kufikiria harusi ni yake. Anyway. So everybody can remember anything as long as you train the mind to remember. The mind needs a training to remember. How do you need a training to remember information? If I want to train my mind to remember, when I'm learning, I have 10 questions here. I can decide to go through my notebook for some few minutes, then I go to the questions related to this. I'm teaching my mind to consolidate information I got from this session. And that aspect of the questions is testing my information retention. Information what? Retention. Don't just read and you go to look at the many students who just read. Whether some of us at home, you want to please them. Example. Why do we use questions in our revision a lot? We emphasize a lot of questions. Have you seen? A lot of exams, a lot of questions. Every teacher who comes to class, I have some 5 questions. I have some 3 questions. I have 2 questions from Moi Primary. Why is it every time it's questions? It means that, number 1, I give you the reason. Give me number 1, the answer. Make revision research based. Look here. When I have 5 questions here, I am tasking the mind to go on a journey to extract information. So it is a research based kind of activity. But when you have questions, look here. When I'm just reading ordinarily, my mind will just relax. You'll find yourself even dozing because you're just reading plants and animals, industrial waste. You read until yourself you look like an industry yourself. By then you go to sleep, there's nothing. But when you have questions, they sharpen the aspect of attention. Hey, am I talking?
Yes.
Number 2. The curiosity. Let me tell you, learning is sweet when you have a curiosity. Let me give you a very good example. We have gone for tours. Senor?
Yes.
We have gone for tours, is it? Yes. Even if your parents are telling you, I will take you to Likubogori. What's the sweetest part of the tour? Is it when you are going or when you are coming back? Hey, can you talk to me? Which is the sweetest part? When you are going, everybody is awake. Is it true? In a bus, most of the students at the back, they don't sit. They are always kneeling on that chair. Senor? Looking at everything, greeting even people on the motorcycle. There's a lot of excitement when you're going on a trip. And when you're going on a trip, there's some other students who never keep quiet. Everyone is awake. When you're going back, what happens? Ebona hii aziniliona uongo. The whole bus is asleep. Is it true? Except the driver. Meaning, questions gives us the anxiety, the curiosity. Excuse me, are we there?
Yes.
You are anxious to know. Excuse me. The curiosity to learn. The curiosity to adventure. We are going to Kisumu. When the people tell you I'm going to Kisumu, we are taking you to Kisumu. They have been there. So there is no curiosity. Kisumu what? This is going to the bus in Kisumu. Because you have been there several times. But when you tell you, we want class 8 to go somewhere, we talk to you from somewhere. Then they say, where? Somewhere in Kapsabet. Who go King Solomon's? If you have been there when you in class 7, unasema zimekuwa huko. Kitapata basi ifika umeambia watu kila kitu. Una maua utaona zimepangwa hivi. Before even you get there is no curiosity. So questions gives us the curiosity. Let me tell you students, learning is enjoyable when there is a curiosity. When you have curiosity to learn, you enjoy the lesson. Am I saying something?
Yes.
Go to number 3, faster. Look at this student in the evening. Anytime you want to do shopping, we say in a supermarket, you must have a shopping.
Yes.
Hey, talk to me class 8. Shopping what?
List.
Look at this guy in the supermarket, very organized. Walking with a very serious trolley. He has a shopping list, toothpaste. Let me pick Sensodyne. He ticks, he moves. Tissue. Let me pick Hanan. Moves. Nakuja kwa shoe polish. Let me pick Kiwi. Moves. Nakuja kwa unga. There are very many varieties here. Hostess, Dola, Soko, Jogo, Kaza Mwendo, maisha ni ngumu. You pick the one you want and then you move. Hey guys, oh yeah. When you go to pay, you even have a smart card. Unadua smart card, unatoa. Look at this other character, called a shopping idiot. A shopping idiot does not have any shopping list. He walks like a pastoralist in the supermarket. Hey guys, oh yeah. He looks at commodities, doesn't even know what to want to buy. Anaangalia na haoni because it is not in the mind. Paka naita mtu wao Naivas anafanya hapo Naivas suitable. Na amevaa t-shirt imeandikwa Naivas mtu unafanya hapa na amevaa t-shirt. These are cartoons in the supermarket. Kwa hivyo I work here, how can I assist you? Kwa nini siku hamuna unga? Naambia unga ndio hiyo. These are idiot. These are what? An idiot in the supermarket. So when this guy goes to pay, anaambiwa na cashier, do you have a smart card? Anamuuliza hata hiyo unauza. Tell your neighbor, be organized. Can you tell your neighbor, be organized?
Be organized.
When you go for your studies or preps in the evening, for instance at home, you need to have a very serious program if you want to get 430 marks and 440 marks. Are we together?
Yes.
Very organized. Sometimes I say you see people in town very busy, but many people don't know where they are going. Town is full of very funny people. Let me tell you. In fact, like Nairobi city is called the city in the sun. It is one of the busiest cities in Africa. People are too busy in the killer street. You find a very smart lady, but she doesn't even know where she's going. How are you? I'm fine. Where are you going? Naenda. Wengine wanafika mahali sema mama turudi, wacha turudi. Nairobi is contaminated with people without an agenda. Without a what? The thing in the street, the same characters you saw after 1 hour wanarudi tena hivi. Why? Because they don't have an agenda. If you want to enjoy your studies, you must have a shopping list. Hey guys, a shopping what?
List.
We are saying revision, when you use questions, you have a destination. If I take this book to read, I don't have a destination. Nasoma tu. I'm there. Hii nimeamua. You read 100 pages in one event. But this reading is not purposeful. Excuse me, are we there?
Yes.
Look at this guy who has 10 questions. Meaning that when I know the answers to these questions, then that is my destination. But this other one here, anasoma anafika mahali anasema sijui niongeze, wacha niongeze. Bado ni mapema, wacha niongeze. Unalala saa 7 usiku.